Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a 2.2 character tier list for Genshin Impact. And just so that it's all clear, and in the background I am using some Inazuma OST from this channel. So do leave a like for that channel or subscribe as needed. Because I'm still fairly new at doing this. So this one is an OBS video, as you may have noticed. So it's not from PS5, but I wanted to do this using this popular website that many streamers have used, the tier maker. So I want to give credit where credit is due. So yeah, I just wanted to do this for the 2.2 characters. I know that tomorrow, as of the recording of this video, but tomorrow they will be dropping the 2.3 preview live stream. So we'll know more there. And we already know that there will be some 2.3 debut characters, such as Arataki Ito and Goro at the bottom here, but I will not be including them in this tier list because we can't technically play with them yet, so we don't know what they're like yet, and they're not, and that new 2.3 version update will not be available till 2 more weeks later, right? So let's get started, okay? But before we do, make sure you guys are subscribed, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and leave me comments and questions. You know, let me know your thoughts, okay? And before we begin, I do want to give some quick metrics. So this will be different than other channels where they are very specific about like how they're measuring and calculating and, you know, giving points or whatever to distribute the characters. I'm going to do this in a very simple way. So as you can see from here on the left hand, I put my little rating system. So D is do not use, so I just try to, you know, continue to use the first letter of that, so do not use or avoid. So basically, don't bother pulling for them, don't bother building them, don't bother wasting resources and time and effort on them unless you like the character. I do want to put that out there. Okay, this is just from my own experience only, so it doesn't mean that it's representative of the community or other players out there, okay? Especially we're all in different situations. Some of you guys are definitely free to play, completely free to play. Some of you are a low spender, which is fine, and some people are more dolphin and some people more whale, right? So from my perspective, D is where I would rank do not use, do not invest in. Okay, C is could be better, they're okay, they could be better, right? Like they're not horrible, but they could be better. B is better than most, so this is like average to me. Like they're better than a lot of characters already. They could still be better too, but they're not like so awesome that you have to like, you know, invest a lot in them, but they're better than most already, so average is still pretty good. A is awesome to use, they're great, they're very consistent, you know, like, it's just that they didn't get to the S level yet because there's always that extra it factor. So S is like, for me, it's super fun or useful. To me, they're the best. Like, you just love them all around, you just want to always use them, they're just really fun to use, okay? Or, again, if not just fun, they're super useful, so they always have something that's irreplaceable by other characters. Okay, so let's get to it, and again, I want to make it clear, this is not to hate on any characters, this is just based on my own experience and what I prefer, okay? So let's get started, okay, shall we? Yeah, so I will also say, I kind of reordered the characters' profiles here based on kind of what makes sense logically when I'm doing this video, so that's why these two are at the bottom, and Toma's here because he's more recent, so I kind of put them in order of kind of more or less when they debuted, but kind of in an order that makes sense. So let's just get started. So for me, I have not done a review of my main traveler or you know, MC or traveler characters, main characters. So I'm gonna make it clear that they are my, and I said this in my other videos too, they are my second biggest regret in the game. First being a certain character that you will already know who that is. But yeah, so for Lumion and Aether, although I like their characterization and storyline and the whole opening plot of the story, I don't use them and I don't recommend people to use them. So I'm gonna put all three of them here. Now, again, this will be contentious. I know some people might be like, no, they're useful, right? They are useful in some very niche scenarios. They're useful if you're new to the game or early game, of course, because you don't have enough don't have all the characters or have reigning characters or weapons to go by. I get that. But once you start getting more characters, and we're talking about as of 2.2 now, okay? Once you start getting more characters and weapons, you will realize that they can be, like, ignored. So I would recommend to spend the bare minimum on investing in these characters. Definitely use them in the beginning, but when you get better characters, it's better to swap them out. So I would just say do not use and and to avoid investing in them. So I made the mistake where I invested in the Animal Traveler and the Geo Traveler, and then afterward I replaced them, and then I was like, what the hell did I just waste my resources on? Like, you know, so that's why for the Electro Traveler I did not even bother. Yeah, so that's just mine, okay? Next, Amber, you get her early on, and seriously, she replaceable right away. I'm gonna put her in the do not use and avoid section. I'm sure that the community agrees. Nothing against Amber. She is a very lovely character, and she can have her uses. The funny thing is, I am actually using her now, but not heavily. I'm using her at a super low level just so she can gain companionship. So I'm not really using her per se. I'm just swapping her in to collect the companionship experience. Yeah. But anyway, I don't recommend using her. But she has her uses, and I know, and I've heard from Wales as well, they said that if at C6 and with heavy investment, you can definitely make her really good. Not just Wales, sorry, free-to-play characters who stick by the, like for example, Enviosity, who built his brand on this, he uses her heavily and he's doing fine with her. So, but for the majority of people, I know that most people would probably avoid her, and I agree. I personally avoid her too. Kaya. So I won't be spending too much dialogue on each character. I'm going to make this faster. So Kaya, I think that he is better than most already. He has good multipliers and he's useful overall, but he's just kind of like average in that sense. Nothing more special, but nothing horrible. He can definitely be better with higher constellations, but I wouldn't say he's awesome or super fun or anything like that, but he's definitely better than most. Lisa is actually up here too, I would say. I've been using her, actually using her, and also trying to grab her companionship for her, and I find that she's better than most, but she hits slow. That's the problem. You do need her at higher constellations, but she's better than most already. She could be better, actually. I think this is contentious. Maybe she could be better. Let's just put her here. I think that Kaya is more useful than her. Yeah. Barbara, I don't use her, so I'm just gonna put her here. She has her uses, but there are other healers out there and other Hydra applicators. Okay. Noelle, she could be better, but she's actually pretty okay overall. I'm gonna put her up here. She has her uses. Shangling is actually super fun to use and super cute, so I'm gonna put her S. Jean, I think that she is very fun and useful. I still use her to this day. I'm gonna put her in S. Diluc is very strong, but he's slow as a Claymore user, so I'm gonna put him in A. Mona, I'm going to put her in the B category. I think that she's better than most, but then I don't use her that much. She could be better, but as a 5-star, she's better than most already. Yeah. Chi-Chi, I actually do like her. So I'm going to put her in B, because I actually do like using her, and I did use her throughout my runs, up through to the early AR50s. So I'm okay with her. Yeah. Again, she's not super fun, or she is useful actually, that's why she's B. She's not awesome, yeah. He's awesome, but I don't use him that much, but he's great overall if you build him up and use him. Kaching, I think that she is also awesome. Okay. I think that Venti is actually awesome. He's useful, but he's also kind of boring, but I will put him here because he is still better than these guys, in my opinion, so that's why he's there. Yeah. Klee, I think she's super awesome. I love her. She's my first special character that I got. But she was super fun for me. I would put her as S too, but I actually, out of reality, I don't use her as much anymore, so I would put her as A. Fischl is actually quite good, but I'm gonna put her as B, because now with Raiden Shogun here, I don't think Fischl is as important anymore. So she's better than most already. Razor, I actually don't use this character, so I'm going to put him in do not use and avoid. For those of you, again, nothing against him, he can be good, but he could be maybe even a C, like could be better, but I don't use him. Bennett is definitely like S. Like he is not just, well, wouldn't say he's fun to use, but he's definitely super useful to use, so that's why he's S. So that's why this is super fun or useful, okay? Yeah, I mean, definitely Venti is useful too. I want to make that clear. He's pretty much almost S, but then it's just that he's kind of boring to use, and also there's other characters that came after him that are better now. Child, I think he's an S tier for me. I love this character, so yeah. Zhongli, although I really love this character, but he is super useful, but I don't know if he's like fun, but I would still put him as S, yeah. Noelle is actually very awesome to use, so I would put her as A. Chongyun, I actually really like using him. I want to build him up better, so I would put him as A as well. Beidou, this is going to be unpopular, but I didn't even do a review of her yet, but coming soon. I find her a little bit slow, and that she is strong, and you can build her up to be good, but so I'll put her as B, better than most. Yeah, Xinyan, I would put similar. She's better than most in my opinion. I do not mind her. Yeah, Xingqiu is actually S tier in my opinion. He is actually very useful, super useful. I don't know if he's fun to use, but he's super useful. So he's like on par up here for sure. Albedo, he's coming back on a rerun, right, is what we expect for 2.3, and he's already in that little, like, the little screenshot that was officially teased out, right, for the announcement of the 2.3 live streams, preview live stream. So Albedo, I think he's okay, but I wouldn't say that he's like awesome to use. He definitely has his uses, just don't get me wrong here, but like he's not like you have to like get him, in my opinion. Sucrose is definitely useful, but I would just put her in awesome because she does have a grouping capability, but she's equivalent to Venti in my opinion. She's not like the best. Like you wouldn't use her for anything else other than that reason. Actually, I might even put her down here. She's good, definitely nothing wrong with her, but like I think that these are more fun to use, these characters. And then so my rating is based on fun and useful, as you can tell, right? Like she's average, like she's not like fun to use, but she's useful, just like Albedo. Like these characters here are still useful, hence they're just considered average, but they're not like super fun or super good to use. Diona is definitely an average character. I think she's useful too, but average. So you'll see that better than most category will be better than most, yeah. Ganyu is super strong, although I don't use her that much, so I'll put her here, equivalent to a Venti situation. Xiao is super strong, I just don't use him. So I don't know if he's considered awesome or better than most. I'm gonna put him here. Hu Tao, I love her, so she's going up here. Eula, I love her, so she's going up here. She is, let me see. Is she super... She is fun to use, actually, so I would say she's fun, yeah. Useful, maybe not so much, but fun, yes. I find, yeah, Hu Tao's fun, Child's fun, like, they're fun to play, that's why, right? Shangling is fun and useful to me, and Jean is more useful than fun. Bennett is more useful than fun, and Xingqiu is more useful, and Zhongli is more useful, but then, like, fun for sure. I think these ones are fun, yeah. Rosaria is awesome. She's better than most, but I would rank her equivalent to, like, a Kaya. Yan Fei is actually not bad to use, but I would still put her as better than most because, you know, she could be better, but she's definitely better than the ones below, yeah. Kazuha is super fun to use, I would put him up here. And I would say Ayaka is actually very fun to use, but I would put her as awesome only because other than shooting out her ult, like, I would just say that she's definitely still up there for me, but it's not like I'm looking forward to using her, whereas these characters, I look forward to using them. I find them super fun, yeah. I actually think that, like, the awesome group is actually very high up too, just so we're clear. Ayaka and Chongyun could easily be up here, and Ganyu is okay. She's like, yeah, so these characters I don't use that much, that's why they're here, but they are awesome. I actually really think that Yoimiya is actually super fun to use, so I'm gonna put her up there. Yeah, Sayu is also super fun to use and super useful. However, I would say I would just be wary to put her at S. I would put her maybe at A or even like at B. Yeah, let me see. I think I will put her at B because although she is good to use, I would just put her at B for now. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, like, she's better than most. Like, she's fun to use, okay? She's definitely useful. She's like a Diona, like, in another way. So that's why putting them together in the same grouping is fine. Aloy, I think she could be better. So I'm going to put her here. I don't mind using her, and I did a review of her recently, but, like, I don't mind using her, but yeah, she could be better. I think Raiden Shogun is definitely S. I enjoy using her a lot. She, in my opinion, and I did this a while back, but I think she replaced, basically Oz for Official. So that's why Official is lower. Official probably could have been A, but I think Official is no longer as useful. I don't like Kujo Sara, but I'll put her here. Better than most. I mean, I don't like her as in, like, I find her clunky to use, but she's definitely, like, similar to Bennett, let's say, but not as good as Bennett, but I wouldn't consider her awesome either, so I would put her here. I mean, she could be better too, but I'll just put her as average. Kokomi is basically an avoid. And Toma, I think he could be better. I don't think he's anything more special, which is what I've talked about. And these two I'm not going to put up at all because they're not available yet. So yeah, that's basically my tier list. So what did you guys think? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? I'm totally fine with it. Again, this is a very personal thing for me, and I'm just doing this really quickly. I don't want to make the video too long, but this is just my own attempt at trying to do a tier list for 2.2, right before the 2.3 preview live stream. And I will be doing a video after the 2.3 live stream, after I watch it. And after I'm back from my real life duties tomorrow, I will be definitely doing that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and please stay tuned for the next one. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you there.